They better tighten up, man. We coming for y'all. We dogs over here. There's nothing to be played with, bro. Nothing.
With number
We
4 and
coming to
number
lay
3
out this weekend. That's it. Y'all are trash. The program is trash. And Napier is also trash. So, Mario, go ahead and stuff Billy in the locker because Florida did get a good bit of great recruits that we wanted over the past 2 or 3 years.
Go and hit that portal.
This is the time to just go ahead and after we beat their ass at the end of the game, go ahead and walk over to Vernell Brown and Dallas Wilson and them boys and let them know. Say,
just
hey,
told
man,
y'all last year to come with this where it's at. We just told y'all.
Come slide.
When you see him this year,
bro.
When you see him this year at the game, stop being hard-headed. Stop. Just come on, man.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Big-time players step up in big games.
Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network for this episode of Truth Tellers Canes Edition. I'm your host, Waz. I got my boy Bari back with me, and it's time to get into it. So, first things first, man. Last week we did the ticket giveaway for the USF game. Brother Jay Blaze was the one that actually predicted the exact score that I had, right? So the 41.
The Brother Blaze.
Yes, sir. And he's in DC. So he's been in the group chat for years, just like some of the other Canes fans. So he hopped in the group chat and he decided to give away all 3 of the tickets to somebody that was actually in the chat. So the people got in there, whoever replied first and said they wanted the tickets, man. So ended up giving away those tickets in the group chat. So look, man, if you're a Canes fan and you like the content that you see here on the channel, we do have All About the U Group Me. The Group Me been going strong for like 7 or 8 years. Throughout the week, there's good conversation, but definitely on game day. Great time on Saturday. I know there was weather delay and all of that. But overall, man, Miami came out and they did what they needed to do. I expected to dominate. We came out and we dominated. And it was real. Like everybody got out healthy from what I know. I believe CJ, should be good. And that was it, man. That was one of the first times in a long time that Miami wasn't playing with their food, right? They came out and looked like the dominant team they needed to be. They got USF about the paint, man. That's pretty much all I got on that.
Yeah, we came out. We looked real dominant this past weekend versus South Florida. Now we got them out their game plan real early by scoring early on the first 2 drives, spreading the ball around. Beck did a nice job spreading the ball around. We did a good job in the run game. We got to clean up a few things. Penalty wise, that's about it that I really mostly saw. I thought that was one of our most highly penalized games from the offensive side. Usually we're a little bit more disciplined than that. Usually it's more of a defensive penalty that usually kills us most times. Saturday we kind of got out of touch with what we usually do as far as keeping it clean on the offensive side. We usually, might make a mistake once or twice, but it seemed to be repetitive. So hopefully that gets cleaned up for this week because that stopped a couple of drives. I think we could have probably picked up at least some more yards or 3 points at the least if we didn't have so many false starts.
Yeah, man, I agree too, and I actually meant to touch on that, so I'm glad you brought it up. Me personally, I know we had the weather delay and everything, but I just couldn't believe that the O line was that sloppy. And one thing I will point out though, so they did flag USF later on in the game, and if I'm not mistaken, it was for delay of game because they said that they were simulating our snap count.
Yeah,
That's why he was jumping. So, you're not allowed to do that, right? Like, you
right.
can't be doing funny stuff at the line. No, you can shift, you can do all of that. But as far as you actually doing anything to impact what the O line does, you can't do it. So, you know, I'm going to say that maybe that's really what was happening because I just don't see Miami being that sloppy, bro. Mariball has never allowed us to look like that. That was just,
But
that was uncharacteristic for us for sure.
one can say at the same time, this is a veteran group, and that we should just be a little bit more prepared for mind games like that. That's what you do when you're losing big. I just thought that we should have just been more disciplined because that's what you do when you're outnumbered. You're pretty much getting outgained. You can't really run somebody outside of that big play that it should have been a holding call on Bain. Outside of the loss of containment on the pass down the field, and they caught us on a couple of deep shots. But outside of that, you know, we need to do better penalty wise, man. We gotta tighten up. We gotta be more disciplined. You can't have those types of mistakes versus better opponents. You know, it was just like South Florida was kind of like doing anything, just being desperate, doing anything to try to get Miami off the game. Doing little, making noises at the line, shifting last minute, and I just was like, "Come on, y'all! Like, we done seen this too many times. Like, you got one of the best, the two of the best O line coaches in the nation. Like, we gonna keep falling for the same thing." And I just kind of feel like that's gonna be a knock on CC Noah. That's gonna be a knock to him. When he's trying to get to that next level. I feel like a lot of times he has some penalties where it makes you just like scratch your head.
Yeah, I think that another thing too, and we can point this out, before we move on is after the game, Golish addressed certain things, but Miami didn't allow USF to do what they wanted to do at all.
Nah,
They
yeah,
really they didn't allow them to do what they wanted to do.
you
And
you go up big, now you got to change your game plan. You might want to ground and pound, but now you down 14. You need that time on the clock to get things going. And when you are trying to run the ball on your way to trying to mount a comeback and it's not working, you got to rely on just straight up pass, pass, pass.
nah, for sure, man. It's just some of the things that Golish was saying. He understood what was going on, and at the end of the day, we really did what we needed to do. They had different things that they would do, like they got the little submarine play that they do where they fake an injury and all of that, but none of that stuff really came into play. So I'm happy we were able to get out of there healthy. And overall, man, I want to give 2 shout outs before I get off this. Shout out Bryce. Another one, man. Another one, man. That kid is he got 2 interceptions so far on the
Freshman.
season. And
It's,
I'm loving what I'm seeing.
but just to also piggyback off what you said, man, this team is built on 3 levels of attributes. You got your freshmen making plays. You got guys who've been in the program for a couple of years making plays, and you got transfers making plays. So it's a true testament to the overall recruiting job that Mario is doing on every level.
I agree. And my last shout out go to Mark Fletcher, man.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
I've been on Fletcher head since last year. Because if I'm being totally honest, my boy, you know why I was on your head. The fumbles, the lack of physicality, the whole put him on a stretcher, Fletcher, all of that. Like, you wasn't doing too much of nothing, if I'm being honest. You stumbling and falling every time somebody tapped you last year. And that work you put in the offseason, my boy, and what you've been doing so far, hats off to you, because Mark Fletcher has looked like a guy. That folks thought that we were gonna see out the gate.
Yeah,
And he balling, man. Like, that boy running hard. Like, he running super hard. He making plays. So shout out to him, for stepping up to the plate and actually being a force and a factor week in and week out. We
yeah,
definitely gonna be able to rely on him all season.
yeah, yeah, for sure. He's definitely been a good bell cow.
All right, so College Game Day is
Yeah,
coming to town.
yeah,
College Game Day wanted to see Miami lay the smackdown on Florida. Obviously, UF is 1-2 right now. They beat Long Island University, maybe.
yeah.
Um,
They beat Long Island. That's the name of the unknown location
yo,
institution of higher
Long
learning.
Island University is crazy. I've never heard of that school in my life. Yo, on Sports Reference, when you go to opponents, you can't even click on their name. It's blacked out because there's no link for them, right? So they beat them 55-0. They lost to USF, what, 18-15? Yep. And then they obviously just lost 20-10 to LSU this past weekend. Lagway threw 5 interceptions. And just overall, man, just being honest, they had set this up from before, just hoping or expecting that this would be a key matchup. But it's not. There's gonna be nothing key about this, man. Game day is in town, and that's really all I got to say about it.
I think they just making up for not being able to come last week versus USF. I think it's just like a little makeup. Like, okay, we couldn't. The CW wasn't rocking with us last week, so we just gonna come for Florida. But I just think, like you think, like, man, this not gonna be what most people think, man. It's going back to look at their games versus, like you said, that unknown institution in Long Island. That was one of the most boring 55 points you could ever see scored. Long Island kind of put up a fight a little bit. To be honest with you, their defense was kind of biting out there. To be honest with you, and I want to say they covered the spread. To be honest, I think the spread.
Yo,
The
hey,
spread
chill
was.
out, man.
What was the spread? Somebody check that. What was the spread in that game? I think Long Island covered the spread.
Bro, you gotta chill,
We
man.
know South Florida covered the spread. We know that.
Man,
If you
look,
took their money line, you could have got you a new house.
bro, I'm gonna be totally real with you, right? So, normally when we're playing what we would deem to be a legitimate opponent, I would do the film breakdown and stuff like that. Personally, I didn't even want to waste Canes fans' time with that this week. I watched them play USF the second half of that game. They just got, I don't even know what you want to call that. I can't even say they got slammed by LSU because they only scored 20 points, right? So you got all of them turnovers you forced and you only got 20. But LSU's only averaging 20 a game anyway. So my whole point, in all of this is, we're not doing a film breakdown on Florida this week. It's pointless. We'll go over, some of their key points or a couple of strong points that they have. Really the only one, if I'm being totally honest, is the run game, right? The starting running back, he averaging 6.5 a carry, right? He only got 37 carries on the year for like 237 yards. They don't give him the ball enough, if I'm being honest. 6.6 per carry. I would definitely be giving that guy the ball a little more. But even just looking into further to what they have, right? On the surface, everybody know Lagway threw the 5 interceptions last week, but he completing 71% of his passes. That's what I be meaning by, folks be talking about stats and all of that. Because even though he completed 71% of his passes, that guy has more interceptions than touchdowns this year. More interceptions than touchdowns, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like I'm not sure what's going on down there, man. When it's all said and done, they are going to be 1-3 after this week. That's just what it is, man. Like it's not too much to cover. Dallas Wilson not even playing this week. Napier said he's out. So, you got Vernell Brown. He may, make a play here or there, but Lagway, like I said, he completing 71% of his passes, man. But the man
To the
got
other
more.
team, right?
Huh?
To the other team.
This man got more interceptions than touchdowns.
Come on now.
More intercept. Let me back. Maybe y'all. He has more interceptions than he has touchdowns. And
you can build your draft tape. I remember what those days were like, man. Come build your draft tape. I remember what those days were like. My school went through it, My school went through it too. I remember when we were the draft game, when they show your highlights after the commissioner call your name, they just keep showing that rivalry game. I've been there before, I've been there.
But it's the run game. They are gonna try to run it more this week. The only problem is we got one of the best D lines in the country, man. So, Florida's only hope is to have, success in the run game and to hit a couple of shots here and there. We got to make sure we keep Vernell Brown under wraps. But outside of that, man, like we clamped Wilson last year. Dallas Wilson ain't even playing. Like, I'm not really worried about what UF can do. This is all about Miami. And then on top of that, they offensive line, the first 2 weeks, they were averaging giving up 9 tackles for loss a game. Now, mind you, I did tell you they played against Long Island University and USF.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that unknown institution was out there scrapping. Defense was out there scrapping.
No reason you should be averaging giving up 9 tackles for loss in 2 games against those 2 teams, bro. It's crazy.
I want to say either 14. I know 7 of those points came off a fumble to Long Island. That was a defensive touchdown. I mean, outside a couple of mistakes, I'm not saying Florida would have won the game, but Long Island could have gotten 3.6 points had they not made a couple of bonehead errors. I believe one of the plays, the quarterback tried to pitch the ball when it was insanely too late. They damn near falling to the floor, close to the sideline. Just trying to make a play. What he got to lose. He already at Long Island. So it's like whatever. And then versus South Florida. I don't know how many people actually tuned into the game instead of like watching highlights. Man, they got bullied, like for sure. They got bullied. They didn't take advantage. They got the opportunities that they gave South Florida to stick around in the game. South Florida took advantage of that. They made them pay when they needed to. Florida's undisciplined still. Even if you watch all of their games, they get these bonehead penalties. They like to do things like there's not a lot of discipline from that ball club over there either. And I can see how this is going to be one of those things where they try to knock us off our game by doing certain things. Sure, they had a player spit on the guy versus South Florida. You know, so you know,
Spit on the guy is an understatement, bro.
yeah,
When
yeah, they
I
got spit on the player, man. And you know, these are the things where that are the size of you losing your football team. You know, Sunbelt Billy's over there running an asylum, man. I don't know what I mean. It's crazy over there. It's like you get to do whatever you want to do inside of the Gator pit. You know, it's not really not too many handlers watching that Gator pit. So you know they getting silly penalties every game. The offense, I think, to me, is very mediocre. It's left, right at you, reverse, occasional bomb. That's the offense, man. You can watch 5 Florida games and know what they're going to do versus you. It's not nothing complicated. And the quarterback, which I think, you know, I don't think he sucks. But you're not going to be good if you miss an entire spring in some of the summer. There's no way that you're just going to jump into this thing and just it's just going to start clicking. Timing is everything. That's why me and you touched on it in our first video. That's why we felt the offense. We didn't put up as many points that I thought it didn't look as smooth because Beck missed a lot of the spring, right? Like, yeah, he was there, but timing is everything. You know, getting that, building that cohesiveness within the offense, all of that matters. And I just think that they hid a lot of the things that was going on with DJ this past spring and summer. So and we're starting to see it now that the game's getting played. I do think though they do have a kid that we do need to look out for. About it, like even on special teams, Vernell Brown the third. He a baller. You know, I gotta give it to him. Like he made plays every game. He's just got it. You know, Florida keeps one of those just elite skill guys every now and again that just got it. That's just got that ability to make a big play. But luckily for us, you know, he don't really have the best vision. You know, he's kind of like just out there just running wild. He's a freshman. So, like, I think that's just the only knock that I see. Just in the open field, a lot of times he goes sideways. He's still, you know, just trying to make everybody miss instead of getting what he can and just getting up, getting down. So that's just about the only knock I see on him. But you know, he made that spectacular catch. If CJ doesn't make that one hand catch versus Notre Dame, Vernell Brown will probably have the number one catch in week one, if I'm not mistaken, with the one hand catch he made versus that unknown school. It was an unknown school, but hey, you got to make the play. And he made the play, and he's been making the plays. He's not like uh, the speed is not like of a Percy Harv and you know Jeff Demps or none of those guys, but he's quick. He could make a guy miss, and you know he could get up out of there if need be. And also just to piggyback off of something that you also said, Jordan Ball. I think Ball is good, but I just think his tempo is too slow for a defense that's swarming like ours. You know, I just think that he doesn't hit the hole quick enough to get away from all them orange jerseys. In my opinion, it's gonna be we gonna I think we just gonna swarm that, make DJ throw, and by just get him out the game playing early. Same old thing, just like last year.
Yeah, I think, one of the things, about what you were saying. So, Vernell Brown he will be dangerous, right?
Yeah,
And this is not now, this is me speaking, with all seriousness, regarding this game. He will be dangerous. I have more concern, I guess, for him than anybody else as far as at wide receiver and things like that. So, just keep an eye out on him. He
he
is a freshman, but
he like that.
yeah, he definitely for sure. I mean, we wanted him.
Yeah,
We really wanted him.
yeah.
He ended up going to Florida, but even the USF game, man, if he
He made
don't make that punt return and
Mm-hmm.
get them into field position, Florida wasn't going to score another touchdown. So, like, he opened that up and helped them get the lead back. So,
He's their Malachi Tony.
yeah. So, definitely Corral, man. As far as Jaden Ball, I do agree with what you're saying about, like, the pace that he plays at. But really, Florida has no choice but to come out, run, and try to hit some deep shots. Outside of that, there's nothing that they can do with our defense. So they're going to try to play keep away, and I expect to see different stuff from Florida. Billy's not going to come out and run that same offense he's been running. I'm telling y'all right now.
Nah,
He's not going to do that.
I think everything is on the table. I think he opened up everything. I think he's trying everything. I think offensively and defensively. I think we're going to see Beck get blitzed a lot more. I think we're going to see a whole bunch of stunts. I think that, cat's out the bag, everything's on the line. I think it's like, y'all want me to do this? Here you go. And if we don't see that, Billy don't give a damn about winning, man.
All right. Look, check me out. And this is me with all seriousness. I'm not kidding. They at Miami this week.
Yeah.
After Miami, they got Texas at home.
Now, I think that's a winnable game. With that quarterback in Austin, I just think that that's a job saver. Like, because their schedule is so difficult, bro, one could you could have an excuse. Who's to say? You could say the team is talented, but the kid threw 5 picks and we lost by 10. There's arguments you could make. Like, hey, it ain't me. I ain't the one out there playing quarterback. My 5-star kid, Miss Spring Summer, threw 5 picks. Hey, man, it's right. I'm trying out here. I'm just, hey, I'm acting like Billy agent, man. You turning me into Billy's agent.
Listen.
Hey, man, you set me up. You set me up, man.
Bro.
That's what, if I'm Billy's agent, that's what I'm saying. You set my client up for failure, bro. You set him up for failure.
Bro, they at Miami. Then they got Texas. Then they at Texas A&M.
Where is the light? Where is the light at the end of the tunnel?
They play Mississippi State. That's winnable
not
game.
Easy. You saw they just did Arizona State?
I didn't say it was easy. I said it was winnable.
You said it like they had a little hope. You said
Mississippi State is currently 3-0. They currently 3-0 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Another USF. That's the USF of the SEC.
Then they got Georgia. Then they at Kentucky, at Ole Miss, got Tennessee, and then Florida State. So I said all of that to say, and this is not me joking, this is not me kidding. It is definitely possible that Florida could be 1-11. When it's all said and done, I could also see them being 3-9. And there's a gray area for them to get to 5 or 6 wins potentially, but it's gonna be tough sledding, man. And I said all of that to say, at the end of the day, bro, they ain't got nothing on defense to worry about, right? You got 1 sack. There's nothing to worry about. So we're gonna skip over their defense. We're gonna dominate them in the trenches anyway. Let's do what we came here for, and let's discuss Miami. So last week, Jordan Lyles suited up. We gonna really get into this now. Lyles suited up, right? Folks want to know, why he didn't play. Pretty much this truth teller, so we gonna tell the truth around here, man. The Notre Dame game, Jordan Lyles got banged up. He could have went back in. He decided that he wasn't gonna play. He didn't tell Miami I can go. He made the decision, hey, I'm not gonna play. Cool. They got wind that, hey, he could have actually played. They said, all right, say less. We got Marty and we got Fletcher. If that's how you want to play it, cool. Sit on the bench. So he suited up last week. He didn't go. JoJo, disciplinary stuff. He was dealing basically with a suspension, right? I don't know what the suspension was for. I'm only bringing this up because they was talking about Lyle like he was McGahee before the season started. and the fact that he did that and Mario then was like, okay, say less. That's depth, bro. That's don't worry about that. You was supposed to be the number one dog. No, don't worry about it. Sit on the bench, bro. We got 2 kids that's gonna come in here. Fletcher balling, Marty gonna do what it do, and we'll give Pringle some reps. We have not had that. The ability to tell one of our best two of our best potential players, you know what, bro? Y'all acting up. Sit down. I'm not gonna even worry about playing you. And didn't skip a beat. Didn't skip one beat.
You imagine how much better we look with potentially these 2 players, and you think about the things that they missed out on. So now they hungry, you know, and it's just like I'm glad that coach is sticking to his guns, and that's a true testament to his recruitment method. Hey, two of my best players not playing. I still got a running back going for 120. I still put Marty Brown on the stage on a big stage the first game of the season. He catching passes out the back. I'm utilizing him in the pass field in the passing game. He's running good. Scored a touchdown. I think he might have scored a touchdown every game. Um, and Gerard Pringle, he looks real good. It's going to be amazing to see his matriculation through the strength and conditioning program to see what he transformed his body into. Because he got a lot of wiggle to him, a lot of good speed and vision already. You can see it on him. He hits that hole, and he's able to find creases in small spaces. But yeah, just going back to what you said though, you know.
And so I want to bring this point up real quick because you was talking about how Mario, you like the way he's doing things this year. Last year, Mario was concerned with messing up the chemistry that was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knew stuff needed to be fixed, in particular on defense, but we were winning. And the team was being player led, right? And they didn't want to overstep and do certain things, right? So, like, a guy like Barron should have been put on the bench for the way he was playing and acting. And plenty of other players, not just to call him out. But my whole point is, instead of allowing it to get out of hand this year, he's not even playing. He's like, okay.
Nip it in the butt.
Yep.
And that's one thing we know about Mario as far as he's been in Miami. Every year, whatever happened the year prior does not happen again. It doesn't repeat. If something's been bad, if a coaching room has been bad, we ain't producing in the area. You out of here. We bring somebody in new. If a player is a detrimental to the team, you out of here. We bringing somebody brand new. Yeah, a lot of players go out and flourish, off the SMU. That's cool, but I'm going to recruit the guys that want to get coached up, are willing to listen, willing to take a little bit of discipline, trust and believe in the program and what I got going, and just wait your time. And that what I'm saying is an embodiment of Chase Smith. Look at Chase Smith. Whole lot of injuries. Came in, very high expectations, stayed with Coach Cristobal, came in with that class, ran into a bunch of injuries, never really got to play much, made his time on the special teams. Kind of saw flashes of him last year, but he really made a lot of his shots on special teams. And now I'm looking at Chase Smith chase down a top quarterback, running sideline to sideline, making big tackles, recovering fumbles. You seeing that speed, that big body running across the field, man. It's a great thing to see, and like it goes back to what I said earlier with the whole. You see every level of player on this team. Guys who've been in the program for 3-4 years who battle injuries, freshmen, transfers. We got it all, and it's all clicking at the right time. It's finally all clicking at the right time.
Yeah, man, and man, I shout out Chase Smith.
Yeah.
You know, he should have been one of the ones I shouted out. I'm glad you brought that up. And it was great to see him out there flying around, man. Before the season, they told us no brace. He looks like he's been a guy. And I was like, man, they ain't got no reason to lie to us.
Yeah, nah.
Nobody's expecting anything out of that guy fan wise at this point, right? You
No.
know, internally it's different, but the fans done forgot about you. There was no reason.
Nobody had Chase
Him up.
Smith on their linebacker board of players that would be balling this year. Nobody. Everybody's been talking about, and that's not to say that Mo Touré has been playing bad, but Mo Touré, we heard about him. He's been good for us. You know, whatever we heard about Popo. Shoot, now I'm waiting to see, you know, what Malik Bryan gonna look like. You know, what the rest of them look like. It's like everybody that we haven't really heard much about is balling. Like, and the guys that they told us was ballers are balling. It makes you wonder, like, damn, like, who's next? Like, what do we got in the clip next?
Nah, for sure, man. I'm happy for Chase though, man. You know, one thing I will say that people don't realize when these kids have these injuries, just for them to get back to normal everyday life be a thing, let alone to try to play football at the highest level and to exert that kind of energy and effort and put that type of stress on your body to get back, you know, to where you need to get back to. So definitely, you know, shout out him. He was flying around. I think this whole week and this season is going to show y'all that everything is just about Miami, right? It's no longer about what the other teams are doing or not doing. We are good enough in the trenches and at every level for us to beat whoever we play. And so far, this team last week, they showed me the level of focus that we coming with is here to stay. And I expect to see the same thing this week when we play Florida. I don't know what Vegas is on with a 7.5 point spread, but I'm telling you right now, I got Miami by 3 scores.
I think they want people. I think they just want to make their money back. You know, I think they thought that USF was going to keep it within 18 points last week, and you saw what happened to them. You know, it's one of those. I think we got to accept, because I thought about it, bro. We're not worthy of automatic lines of teams that just go belt the ass yet. We're still proving it. You know what I'm saying? We're still, even though it's like we know Florida is ass on wheat bread. We know that. We know that they are ass on wheat bread. But we're not on Bama. You know that old Bama thing. I hate to bring that up, but you know, we're not that old like that Nick Saban. You coming to town like, oh, you know, this is that Miami team. Everybody's been saying, man, they deserve it and they look really good. And this level looks good. They got a defensive Heisman player, a Heisman Trophy quarterback. Usually teams who stack like that, they coming in the line to switch. 14 Miami, plus 14 Miami, plus 8 Miami. We haven't really earned it. We're still proving it. To me, that's just another motivation tactic for my guys. We still earning that national respect. So just go ahead, bring game day on down here. Let's get on ABC, gather everybody around, and you just pummel the opponent. When you beat the shit out of somebody on national TV, then you gain that respect. Then they start looking at you different, you know?
Bari, we at home, bro.
They
Like,
they
I get it, but we're
it's that
home.
they trying to get their money back, bro. It's like, yeah,
Bruh, we
it's
at
Vegas.
home,
It's a
fam.
rivalry game. This is what we want you to think. You thought LSU was going to blow them out, and LSU is so good, but they only won by 10. And he threw 5 picks. So if he doesn't throw 5 picks, they kind of keep it close. Hell, if you did, you know.
Bruh, let me
You know,
no, I hear everything you saying. Let me say this. LSU averages 20 points a game on the season. They scored 17 against Clemson. They
the
scored
defense is elite.
23 against La Tech. 23, and then they scored 20 last week. I said all that to say this, man.
Offense
Before the
is mid.
season, Nuss, everybody was talking about how Nuss was gonna be top 5. They was talking about Cade. They was
Trash.
talking about Arch. They was talking about all of that, man. So far, what we've seen, man, put
Trash.
some respect on Carson Beck name. That's number
The
one.
best.
You
The
feel what I'm
best.
saying? Number two, they say, oh, Florida defense good. Bro, Florida defense is not good. I get they only giving up a little over 12 points a game, but they played Long Island University, LIU, right? Okay, 55. When they played a team that's not JV, they gave up 18 to USF and 20 to LSU. So I'm gonna count the games that really matter. So really, them boys giving up 19 a game, right? Miami scoring 40 a game. We don't even need to get our average to beat them.
We
Miami
get 30
get 30
points,
points.
game over.
Correct. Miami
We
get 30 or 31 points. The
we
game
get
is
30,
over because
31
Florida's not
points.
scoring 30.
Hell,
So,
28.
bruh, let me tell you something right now. They finna run Lagway more because they don't want to throw it 49 times again. And they really called more
Yeah.
than 49 pass plays. But
Jacoby Thomas says hello.
so you took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay.
When I tell you Jacoby Thomas and Torrey and Popo, bro, listen,
He said
and
hello.
listen, protect that man, Napier. I know your job is on the
Said hello.
line and you probably won't make it out of this season, but protect that young man. You have a
Bro,
job as a coach and as a father figure to protect Lagway. Because if you do not protect Lagway this weekend,
what
son, he
what
might
are you
not be
gonna do?
suiting back up for you for the rest of the year. Because when I tell you, if you think that you finna do a lot of running with Lagway, listen, he
With
is
number
not
4
Byron Brown, and we
and number
laid his
3.
ass out too. They better
With, no,
tighten up, man. We coming for y'all. We dogs over here.
with,
There's
no,
nothing to be played with, bro. Nothing.
nothing. With number
We
4 and
coming to
number
lay
3.
shit out this weekend. That's
When,
it.
when they line
Y'all
up
are
on
trash.
that
The
line.
program is trash. And Napier is also trash. So, Mario, go ahead and stuff Billy in the fucking locker because Florida did get a good bit of great recruits that we wanted over the past 2 or 3 years.
Go on,
And
hit that portal.
this is the time to just go ahead and after we beat their ass at the end of the game, go ahead and walk over to Vernell Brown and Dallas Wilson and them boys and let them know,
We
say,
just
hey,
told
man,
y'all last year to come
hey,
where it's at.
hey,
We just told y'all.
come slide.
When
You
you
can
see him
still
this
come,
year,
bro.
when
You can still
you see
come
him
get with
this
the
year at the
program.
game, stop being hard headed. Stop. Just come on, man. Stop being hard. And what package? What do Florida offensive line got when Bain and Mesidor line up on the same side of the
Oh no,
field?
they said Florida had top 10 O-line before the year. That's
Yeah, hey,
what they said.
we about to find out. What y'all gonna do in that formation when we come out there in that? What you gonna do? No, for real. No, for real. Because
Bruh.
we haven't seen that since they told us about that Notre Dame game. When Notre Dame what are you gonna do when that mode is activated? What are you gonna do when that number 4 and that number 3 line up on the same side with your right tackle and your right guard, and then you got Pickett coming at your left tackle? What are you gonna do? And you got Blunt. What are we doing here? And you done went empty.
Listen, our young bulls gonna be getting off on Florida, but I'm a look, man. Let's do it like this, right? Because they always want to talk about, you know, Miami, what Miami will or won't do. At the end of the day, College Game Day is in town.
It's gonna be a great game.
It's gonna be a great game. Herbie them got the call. What is it? 7:30.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just go ahead and do what you need to do. I like
Just take
Malachi.
care of business. Do your job.
Malachi. I like Malachi for 100. I like Fletcher for $150 on Florida. And if JoJo plays, if he, because Mario said he's a full go. If JoJo play, you need to get in the mix, JoJo. We done seen everybody that play on the
Everybody
outside
ate.
downfield this year.
Everybody ate.
You need to get
And I
in the
also
mix.
want to give a shout out to Keelan Marion. A lot of people said that he was okay. Like he was we heard little trinkets. People was like, nah, Keelan Marion gonna surprise people this year. Man, he doing his thing, man. He's actually a really good wide receiver. He was an excellent pickup. A lot of people credited him and know him for his return skills, but he's an excellent wide receiver. I thought he showed excellent stat skills on that bomb that he caught over the shoulder on the sideline. That was perfect play, wide receiver play by him, man. And he has a perfect knack for locating that ball in the air. That might have been the second time he caught a bomb because man, he got excellent hands and hand-eye coordination. Remember versus Notre Dame, he caught one that was super low from Carson. And then this one, he did a nice job stacking the DB, catching the ball over his shoulder. Carson did a good job placing the ball on the sideline away from the safety who was playing the inside. It was just all overall just a great play, man. And right now, man, we clicking on all cylinders, man. We just look so good, and I just can't wait to see when we start getting our tight ends involved. I still feel like there's levels to this offense that we just haven't seen. There's a different plateau and a different notch that I think that we can go to that we just have not seen yet. And I think I don't know whether it be this week, whether it be up there in Tallahassee. I don't know. I just feel like man, we just not to be played with, man. It's a serious ordeal down here in Gables this year. You know how we coming.
So I'm gonna say this, man. I talked about it before we played USF. The option was always there. And last week with what I saw, just because the film review and everything I probably won't drop it. But I talked about the jet sweep action, right? I talked about all of that. And we saw us hand that ball off to Marion last week, and it could have went for something huge.
Yeah.
Right? It could have been huge. We saw Carson keep it. At the fact that Carson kept it as many times as he did and scored that touchdown, bro, you gotta respect it now. And it's not just Marion. We got to play where CJ will maybe come around on a jet sweep, or where Tony will come around on it, even JoJo. Like seeing all of these guys being able to make plays, and it's not one guy that we're going to, is exactly what Dawson wants. And I will say, man, this truth teller, so I'm gonna be real. Dawson, I don't know what you've been hearing in the building. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you do not get Lofton the ball this year, the boy is gone. You heard it here first. If you do not get Lofton that ball, that boy leaving at the end of the season. I'm telling you right now, it's too much being left out there for you not to find a way to get that man 3 to 5 touches a game. That's it. He be out there blocking his ass off every single week. Get the man the ball. And with that, I'm going to just go ahead and say this, man. I like Miami 41-13. Okay. Florida will probably get a fluke touchdown. After the fluke touchdown, that's going to be it. And by the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, we will go ahead and basically get ready to put all of the backups and the young bucks in. And if you play with Bryce on the back end, he will have interception number 3. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, man. I think that we handle these boys. I think we beat them up pretty bad. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and co-sign that. I think I'll just give them. They scored 17 last year. I just think that that they got a fluke touchdown in them, like you said, and I'm gonna go 41-17. similar score to the last year, pretty much. Kind of like the same thing. I don't really see them boys really doing too much. It's hard for me to see them score 17, to be honest with you. I'm not even gonna be honest. Like, I like that 41-13 too. I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to see the different ways that they score touchdowns. I think their kicker is also shaky. He missed, like these boys.
Listen, the great thing about this weekend is there's going to be a lot of recruits in the building. I seen something that came from Canes 247, I think, that said we had the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 6, number 8, and so on and so forth. Wide receivers in this upcoming class gonna be at the game this weekend.
Yeah.
So the show is on, and to be honest, man, I expect us to dominate, man. Go out there, dominate, be healthy, and that's it, man. Florida can't fuck with Miami. That's just point blank, period. No other way to put it, man. Go ahead and do what it need to do. And Napier, if it get out of hand, if you let Miami get more than 41 and you getting blown out, I don't know if you're gonna make it out of Miami with a job. So you better do
keep it close.
everything you can to not let Miami embarrass you too much, because
if you lose by the spread, that's a win for you.
it is correct, but he's not gonna lose by the spread. I'm telling you, Napier, if it get too ugly, they gonna walk up to you during the game and they gonna tap you. Hey, let me holler at you.
Remember, he thought he was gonna. He got that. He thought it was happening last. Remember, we got close last year. I was there.
They were so disappointed.
The AD walked on the field last year. He thought it was happening to him last year. We all thought he was getting fired on that field. Y'all keep playing crazy, man. Y'all act like y'all really could like fuck with us for real, bro. But like, to be honest, bro, we had everybody in that stadium. I was being in that stadium last year, seeing them people leave third quarter.
Looking sick.
Was amazing. Hearing the won't back down, hearing that you heard the speaker sung that song. The Miami Hurricane fans sung that song. If I'm us, I say we play that shit again tomorrow after we up big. Fuck it.
You know what? Speaking of that, man, hey man, how about this, man? We gonna show y'all, we gonna remind y'all what happened last year.
Yeah.
We gonna remind y'all. So y'all gonna go ahead.
He walked on the field last year and assured you your job. You get your ass whooped this year if you want to. He gonna walk right up to you right there at Hard Rock Stadium. He gonna shake your hand for the last time and say, "Well, we tried, man."
This is it. And until the next time on Truth Tellers, man, we'll be back next week, man. Y'all tune in. Appreciate y'all. Games Get Played Network. We signing out.